Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. So, welcome again to this anniversary, and today is going to be value packed as well. So, if you are on this call and you think you want to share this link with somebody, please, this is the right time to do that. We are going to give a minute more, waiting for people to navigate their way here. So, feel free, share the link, send it to your friends, send it to your colleagues, send it to your neighbor, and let's get them to come as we all learn tonight. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Abigail. Good evening. How are you doing today? You are welcome. So, yet again, we are celebrating 31 Tribe 3 years anniversary. And this is how we celebrate here. Truly, we eat, we dance, but at the same time, we learn. This is what makes the year more fruitful and we are able to leverage. So, welcome. Order of program today, we have a welcome address, about us, icebreaker, introduction of the guest, speaking engagement, question and answer session, fast finger. So we have data, we have core card that you are that we will be giving away, right? We have Glow, MCN, and Airtel. Giveaways, then the closing remark. This is what we'll be doing tonight. Yeah. So, welcome address, welcome to our third anniversary at 31 Tribe, a platform where women in the marketplace are shaped through faith, excellence, and influence. With joyful heart, we celebrate this milestone and look forward to even greater impact and growth. Cheers to more life being shaped, right? So, welcome everyone. If you are on the call, can you just give, let's just show a energy, say thank you, say congratulations to 31 Tribe. So I will be sure that we are together. If you can hear me, just go ahead, celebrate 31 Tribe, go to the comment section, say congratulations to us, happy anniversary, and let's do this together. I'm all waiting. I'm looking at the chat box now. So I'm expecting a feedback. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So about us, please let's do that as we as I'm reading the about us. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Thank you for celebrating 31 Tribe. So the vision, to shape women, teenagers, young adults in the marketplace with faith, excellence, and influence. To build women of impact who displays a high level of excellence what they do, right? This is that we are building women who display a high level of excellence in what they do. So thank you so much, everyone who have celebrated us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Then our mission, how we intend to achieve the vision, conference and seminar, online and offline. And that this is one of the seminars you are experiencing tonight. Then harnessing all our social media platforms. YouTube channel, which is the platform where we are streaming tonight's event. Then outreach to schools and communities. And we presently have one ongoing right now, which we are calling for partnership. We are going to visit schools in Lagos State, prefer most especially our attention on public schools, where we get to meet people who cannot afford tuition fee, basic stationaries like exercise book, notepad, pen and pencil, socks, school bag, uniform, where we get to provide it for them. Now we have a icebreaker. When you saw the topic, what came to your mind? Right. So today we have 31 tribe woman and her finances. More than enough. What the topic, what came to your mind? So let's quickly take that icebreaker. If you are just seeing it, I'm telling you the topic now. So the topic for today is 31 tribe woman and her finances. More than enough. What do you think? What came to your mind when you saw that topic? Can we do this together? Please don't leave me in the room. Let's go to the comment section. Let me be sure that we are together and we are hosting this together. I am just here representing everyone just to make this organized. That is why I'm here. So we are hosting this together. So when you saw the topic for today's meeting, what came to your mind? What was your thought? What is your expectation? What do you think, like what do you plan to get from today's event? Let's do this. I'm looking at the chat box. I've not seen anyone to comment. Please, let's do that. When you saw today's topic, what came to your mind? This is an icebreaker just to ensure that we are together. Can we do this? All right, I'm waiting, looking at the chat box. Okay, please, let's do this together. I'm waiting for us. Let's go to the chat box. When you saw the theme for today's event, what came to your mind? What was your thought? Let's do this together. Okay. All right. So let me explain a bit about the topics. It basically talks about the 31 tribe woman. I'm reading through the 31 tribe, the page from verse 1. Okay, let's say from verse 10 to the last page. There's one thing. Okay, Abigail said, excited to learn about financial independence. Thank you. Thank you for that feedback. Now, one thing about the 31 tribe woman is that she has a lot, right? She has a lot she's doing. She has a company that she's running by herself. She has people that she's paying. She has maids in her house. And scripture even said that at the gate of the estate, those people recognize the husband. Scripture said that she saw a field and she bought it. She needs cardigan to ensure that the husband and the children are kept warm during the warm season. So she has quite a number of things she's laying her hands on. She buys food, she has maid, she does quite a number of things. And yet she's a wife. Yet she did not default in her role as a mother. And these are the things we'll be learning today. If you are married or not, at one point or the other, you are going to cross that bridge. So we want to learn, how do you balance this? Even as a single person, how do you become financially independent? Just like Abigail have said. So partner with us. These are second icebreaker, and I mentioned that we go to secondary school, we go to primary school, basically public schools, where we provide basic stationaries, what we are giving, inspirational talk with students. This is where we teach them about the place of God in their journey. We all know read and you'll be passed, but we are also not ignorant of the fact that it is beyond you just reading. The favor of the Lord has to come. The spirit of excellence is also important. So we teach them all of this. Then we give school bags, notebooks, pen and pencils, mathematical set, rubber sandals, socks, and the likes, depending on what each student need. And we are calling for partnership, right? So your 5,000 will go a long way, your 1,000 will go a long way in helping us achieve this. So if you want to be a part of this, you are welcome. All right. To the topic of today, we have our guest in the house already, and I want to quickly read through about, right. You see all these small ladies with small statures doing big things, right? Well, I don't know why it's always like that. We just have all these young people, you look at them, they're going gently. You will not know how much power packed their resume is, right? She sent us this one because, well, she's just been humble. But let's read it, Sha. But one thing I want to say is please listen to her. Ask her plenty questions. Drain, no, don't drain her. Draw from her, right? Draw, ask her question. Oh, okay. Isabella is a finance professional with a solid foundation in accounting, financial analysis, and strategic management. She's an associate chartered accountant with the Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria and a certified financial modeling and valuation analyst. She's also a student member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Can you imagine? With practical experience in financial reporting, budgeting, internal controls, and performance analysis, Oiza brings both technical in-depth and strategic insight to her work. She's passionate about leveraging data-driven solutions to support business growth and financial sustainability in today's dynamic economy. So you are not just learning how to manage your money. If you have a small business you are running here, please write out all of your questions and ask her. She's going to help you, give you data-driven information, how to build a sustainable business, right? So while I'll be bringing her up, she's in the studio already. Can we celebrate her? Say welcome. Let's go to the chat box. I'm waiting, please. I want us to celebrate her, welcome her, give her a warm welcome while she comes on stage. Can we do that? I'm looking at the chat box. Please, let's do that. Let's welcome her because we are here. We are going to learn a lot today. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. We are ready to learn. Can we do that? I'm waiting. Let's do that. Go to the chat. Comes up. Go to the chat box, welcome her, and tell we can't wait to learn. You are welcome. We can't wait to learn. All right, so she's here already. Hi, Oiza, can you hear me?
Hi Rachel, I can hear you. Confirm that you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Please confirm you can hear me. Hello, can
I
you
can
hear
hear you.
me?
Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me?
Can you hear me?
If you can hear me, I cannot hear you. Hope it's not my own network. Oh, I can hear you.
Hello Rachel, can you hear me?
Ah, oh, you guys said you can hear the two of us. Wow. My goodness. All right, they said they can hear us. Okay. Welcome so much, Oiza. So you have the grant now. You have the
So
grant
much
now.
Rachel. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone on this
All
call,
right. So
wherever
you
you
have the
are.
grant now. Please,
Okay,
we are
so
ready.
congratulations to everyone on this call. Congratulations to the 31 tribe on your third anniversary. It's so nice to be able to celebrate with everyone on this call, and I'm believing that tonight we'll be able to learn a lot of things. Like Rachel said, you can ask as many questions as you want. I'm available to answer any of your questions. Just do not hesitate. Write down tips, write down nuggets. These are nuggets that will help you in your financial life, in your financial journey. So without further ado, can you please bring up my slides?
All right, I'm doing that now.
All
I'm doing
right,
that now.
thank
I
you.
want to see if I can bring up the slide.
Okay. So while we are waiting for the slides to come up, I want each and every one of us to have a brief conversation. What's that one thing about you that you'd like to change when it comes to your finances? Please do well to drop it in the chat box. What's that one thing that you've always wanted to change, that always wanted to adjust about your lifestyle? Like, oh, I wish I could do this better. I wish I could maybe budget better. I wish I could understand how to invest better, how to save. What's that one thing that you've always wanted to change about your finances?
Okay, can you see the slide now?
Oh yeah, I can.
Okay, okay.
Thank you so much. So in the chat box, I'm expecting us to drop our comments. What's the one thing that you are looking forward to changing about your finances while we go into this talk? So Abigail says that she wishes that she can understand investments better. I think there are other people on the call. Yeah. There are so many things that we'll be learning tonight. So, without further ado, we'll be looking at the topic that says more than enough. More than enough. And we'll be using the Proverbs 31 woman as our case study. Now, when you hear more than enough, you're just wondering, more than enough of what? What do you have that is enough or should be more than enough? When it now comes to your finances, you're looking at what are the things that we can do in our own little space to ensure that whatever it is that we have at hand is enough to take care of us, is enough to build for the future, is enough to take care of people around us, and it's enough to get us to wherever we want to go. I believe that many people on this call would like to live the soft life or the baby girl life, but you will not do it with a broke pocket. You will not do it with an empty bank account. So there are so many things that you need to do to be able to achieve this kind of life. So quickly, let me ask a question. Please, next slide.
Okay.
So when you think about it, there are so many things that would come to your mind. You just wonder, what are there are some questions that will just come to your mind, like, Have you ever thought about it? Why is it that someone gets a paycheck or someone gets a, maybe for example, coppers, alawi, and then you just discover that the money is never enough. You just wonder that, but I got 50,000 naira last week. How is it that the money has finished within 2 days? Like, have you ever felt like that? Have you ever thought of it? Like, what is happening that maybe someone just gave you free money? You're now wondering, like, this money has finished. What did I use money to do? You just be thinking, oh, I bought this last week. Oh, I paid for this. I bought data. Those kind of things. Have you ever thought about it? Has it ever crossed your mind? Like, how does it even happen that more than half the time you feel like, oh, you are going to work, or you are volunteering in one organization, or you're an intern somewhere where you're getting some little money, or you see someone that is giving you free money, maybe your husband, or someone is just like giving you money. I just wonder, like, how is it possible that the money is not always enough? You're always looking for more, always wanting more, and then at some point in time, you begin to feel like, is it a bad thing if I spoil myself? Like me, for example, I know that towards the end of the month, I'll just be like, I've worked for this money, let me enjoy myself. But then I'll just think about it like, if I decide to give myself a treat, something can happen later in the future and I'll need this money for it. Why not keep that money till that time? And at the end of the day, you find out that you're working and working and working. You cannot even enjoy your own money. These are issues that come up that many of us can relate to, either as a student or as a working class person, married, single. These are issues that you would have faced at one time of your life or the other. The bad part of it is that we are in a country, or we're in a generation where it feels like you have to have more at all costs. You have to ensure that you have the latest wig, you have the latest bag, you are like trending, you have the latest designer wear, the latest phone. Everything just has to be more, 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 more. And at the end of the day, you discover that you're not even fulfilled. You are not even satisfied. What could be the issue? But then let's not forget that God has created all of these things for us. God has made all these things just so that we can be comfortable. He has created so many things for us to be able to live a comfortable life, for us to be able to like serve Him according to how He wants us to. But because of the craze for wanting more, many of us have forgotten the kind of life that God expects us to live. Now, what kind of life does God even want for us? If you look at the book of 3rd John, it says, I wish above all things that your soul prospers, even as your health is prospering. So, as you are prospering health wise, you should also prosper in other areas of life. So, what are the issues? What are the things that we do not know that are affecting us? What are the ways that we can get better at organizing our finances in a way that, regardless of emergencies, regardless of things that you've planned for, you are still able to be a balanced person? I hope someone is following. Next slide, please. So, in this talk, while we're waiting for the next slide to come up, in this talk, we are going to explore how our faith affects our finances. You might think that your faith doesn't have anything to do with your finances, but then you just discover that there are so many things that we are required to do as per our faith. Now, we also need to learn to walk in contentment. Now, when you talk about contentment, you say that godliness with contentment is great gain. Yeah. So, what is that contentment? How does it affect our lives? What are the things that we need to do? And then we'd also be looking at practical steps to actually get to financial freedom. You don't have to wait till your next paycheck. You also don't have to wait till maybe someone dashes you money. You don't have to wait till maybe someone wants to sponsor you. So those are the things that we'll be looking at in this conversation. Next slide, please. So, next slide, please.
Can you see the slide?
No, please.
Okay, I'm on the slide that says, what does real financial freedom look like?
Oh no.
You're not seeing it from your hand?
No, we are not seeing your slides.
Oh. Can you see the words narrative, the culture of this content?
No.
Wow. I hope it's not from your side. Please, can any of the audience see the slide? Because I'm actually switching the slide. I don't know. Okay, someone said they can see the slide. I guess it's from your end though.
Okay, let's just go ahead, just so that we don't waste too much of our time.
Or should I
So
stop?
we're looking at. No, it's fine. I can see it now. It's up now.
Okay.
Thank you. So we're looking at comparison. We're looking at the world's narrative, the culture of discontentment. Like, you hear people are not satisfied with where they are. They are not satisfied with the areas of their life, with whatever area of their life that they have got into. Now, what are some of these things that we have seen in the world today that is affecting how we see ourselves, how we handle ourselves? The very first one is the social media myth. I know many of us are guilty of this. You are on social media, maybe Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, you just name it. And you see people living different kinds of life. And you look at their lifestyle, you look at yours, and you start to compare yourself with them. You might even have known some of these people from when you were in school, maybe growing up, maybe at a particular time of your life, you met this person at a particular event, you met this person at a particular function, and you look at your life, you look at the person's life, and you're like, what is that person doing differently that I am not doing? That is where comparison comes in. But the thing about social media is that there are so many things that happens in the background that you do not know. So you only get to see the fun side of social media. You do not get to see the struggles that go on social media. Take for instance, whenever you go on Instagram, what do you find on Instagram? You see very flashy lifestyle. You see very flashy lifestyles. You see people living their best life in quotes. You see different people with different things at every point in time. You now begin to wonder that how is it possible? Like, are these people not going through the same struggles I'm going through? You might see someone that you feel like should be your mate driving the latest car, or maybe taking a picture in front of a nice house. You think, oh, the person has arrived. Or maybe what some of these influencers, you think that, oh, they have it all figured out, especially the influencers, the younger influencers that we have now. You'll now begin to wonder that how is it that you are not doing enough? Is it that you are not doing what you should do? These are things that you should like think about. Like, should you even be comparing yourself to these people? No, you shouldn't. Now, when you now talk of lifestyle versus income, when you talk about fake life, you find a lot of fake life online, a lot of it. But you cannot even say what is sponsoring that life that they are living. Take for instance, it looks like this particular lady, she has it all figured out. She is wearing very nice dress. She's carrying a very nice handbag. Her wig is on point. Her makeup on fleek. She looks very, very nice. But you don't know what she has had to go through just to reach that life, just to attain that look that you are seeing on Instagram, that look that you are seeing on TikTok, or you don't know what she would have done in the background. Maybe she has had to like borrow money or borrow something from someone just to look like that look that everybody is going for. You can even think about it that, okay, somebody is driving the latest car. Does it mean that the person bought it from his own money? No. But then you will discover that at the end of it all, this person might even have taken a loan just to buy the car. You might discover that some people are even sponsoring their lifestyle with debt. They would have collected money from borrowed money from PalmPay, borrowed money from Fairmoney, borrowed money from this loan app, that loan app. When the time for payments comes, you see them avoiding calls, ignoring people. They will borrow money from friends they will not return. they'll give excuses like, oh, this happened, that happened, cock and bull stories. You do not know what many people go through just to attain that kind of life that you see them living. You also wonder, what if someone is even sponsoring that lifestyle? You never can tell. So this whole idea of trying to compare yourself to what is out there, you want to be the happening person, it's a problem, and it has eaten so deep into the generation of these days, and it's causing people to do things that ordinarily they wouldn't do just because they want to attain a certain lifestyle. Another evil that is out there right now and is very rampant is the get rich quick syndrome. Nobody is willing to work again. Nobody is willing to like put their hands into the mud to do the dirty job. Nobody is willing to take that time to learn a skill, to learn a trade, to build a business. Nobody wants to do that again. Everyone is after the fastest way to make money. That is why it is very easy for people to fall into Ponzi schemes. The most recent one that we know about, CBEX. Imagine someone coming to tell you that, oh, if you invest this particular amount, you get 100% of your returns in a particular um, period of time. How does that make sense? It looks too good to be true, and people will definitely fall for it because nobody wants to do the dirty job. And at the end of the day, you discover that yes, you might get away with it, but at some point in time, you may not be able to get away with it every time. Now, you might feel like, oh, it's a shortcut to getting money, but not all shortcuts will make you get the results that last. Not all shortcuts lead you to a result that lasts. So we need to be very, very careful of all these things that is going on around us. These are things that will easily push you into becoming someone that is not content, someone that is not happy, someone that is living a miserable life. And that is not the life that God has called us into. Next slide, please. So now, when we talk about financial freedom, what does it look like? It's not just about I want to be free from debt. I want to be very rich. Now you can be rich in money and not have assets. You can be rich in assets, but you're not liquid. So there are different things that goes into financial freedom. First off, you need to understand that you need to live within your means. You don't have to overdo anything. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You should live for yourself. You should live according to God's purpose for your life. You should be able to say, oh, okay, I make on an average I make 200,000 naira in a month. Now out of that 200,000 naira, what can I do with it? What are the things that I can achieve with it? What are the things that I need to do? What are the things I need to like cut out of my budget for that month? Another thing about financial freedom is that it keeps you away from debt anxiety. The Bible says that the borrower is always a servant to the lender. And it is true. If you see someone that you are owing money, you will not have that confidence to interact with the person, especially when you know that you have not paid the person back. There is not how you want to do it. You would always Someone who borrows money a lot will always remain a slave to someone who gives. The person will always be a slave to someone who is a giver, someone who is always happy to lend. That's why if you go to a bank and you say, oh, you want to like take a loan, and they have sized you up and they feel like, oh, okay, these people we can make money off of them. Their interest rate attached to the loan, right? They will gladly give you the loan. But then they'll be praying that you are not out of the loan because of the interest that they'll be getting out of it. So these are some of the things that we need to understand. Another thing that would help you to be financially free, another thing that makes you know that you are financially free is when you have peace around your finances. You are not worried about if my salary finish or if I've exhausted my stipend, where's the next money coming from? Because you already have other things that you are doing, maybe a side hustle, or you have invested in something that is bringing in returns for you. Now, if you look at the story of the Proverbs 31 woman, there are so many things that we can learn from that. We'll come back to that in the course of the study. But one thing that stood out for me is the fact that she had already done a lot of things in preparation for the future. She had done a lot of things to protect herself and her family and those around her from anything that will throw them off balance when it comes to their finances. There are so many things that we can learn from her story. Now, in your own little space, how many streams of income do you have? How many things are you considering? I want to do this business, I want to do that business, I want to work two jobs, I want to invest in this plan, I want to save. I, like there are so many things you can do, but like what are you thinking of? What are you looking to do to be able to achieve this level of financial freedom? Next slide, please. So when we talk about financial freedom as it relates to faith, you need to understand that faith and wisdom goes hand in hand. Faith and wisdom, they go hand in hand. Now, when you talk about faith, faith is not just knowing that something is going to happen, but you already can see the future. You're already anticipating that, oh, this is what is likely to happen, even though I do not know how this would happen. You're already looking forward to it. Rachel, are you there? Next slide. Please confirm if you can see her slide. Okay. Please, can you change the slide now? We can't see the slides anymore. So while we're waiting for her to like bring up the slides, so let's talk faith and wisdom. Now, wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom, you need to like know something. You need to be able to apply the knowledge that you have for you to say you have wisdom. Knowledge, you've gathered information, you've gathered different aspects of information. Now, how you apply this knowledge that you have is what we call wisdom. When you're not trying to balance faith and you're trying to balance wisdom, at that point in time, you are able to say you can be free. You can boast of freedom at that point in time. Why? Because when you combine knowing that, okay, this is the kind of life that I want to live, this is the kind of life that I want to build for myself, this is what I envisage my life to look like, while anchoring your life on God. You are also planning on the other hand. That is where wisdom comes in. You are planning on the other hand. Oh, this is what I need to do. I need to find a business that works. What are the business ideas that I have? You're also talking about, oh, I want to invest in this. There are so many investment opportunities around us. There are so many things that you can put your money into. You're also thinking of my budgeting skills. I need to be able to use my budgeting skills. So when you put all of this together, you are on your way to financial freedom. Now, it's not just enough to say you are doing anything of your own understanding. First thing is you need to pray about it. You need to pray about everything in life, even the most unimportant things that you feel like, oh, they are not really important. Pray about it. I want to go into a business. Okay, God, please show me what you want me to do. Because you might have an idea, and that idea may just not work in the space that you are in. I was going somewhere earlier today with my sister, and we saw a particular business outfit. And we looked at the business outfit, and I just said to my sister that this place, this person will soon pack up. And she was like, oh, yeah, that's true. That in as much as what this person is selling is something that would actually move because it's a necessity in every home, right? But then we already analyzed the environment. We had already looked at what is the kind of people in that environment, and we're like, the people in this area may not be able to afford this kind of thing. And then the location is not a place where people pass every time. People even try as much as possible to avoid that route for reasons best known to them. So I was just thinking out loud, and I was like, why would I want to put this um that cost me a lot of money, like millions of naira? Why would I want to put it in this space when I can get a better space in a different location that will get me the kind of income that I want? Because it doesn't make any business sense to me that someone will spend so much money to equip a shop or to equip a building with different kinds of household items, and then you are not making any profit on it. At the end of the day, you close up, and then that's the end of the business. It doesn't make business sense. So first things first, you need to pray about it. If I want to start a business today, God, what are the things around me that I need to understand? What are the needs that I need to meet? What's that need that you want me to meet? Now, after doing that, definitely you will get an idea from God. Inspiration can come from anywhere. And then you plan towards it. You plan towards it. It's not just by saying, oh, I want to be a content creator. And then you just jump on TikTok and you just put ring light in front of you and just start talking nonsense, blabbing rubbish. No, if you've prayed about it, you have looked at, oh, okay, this is my target audience. I want to reach out to young ladies between the ages of 18 and 25. They are my target audience, right? When you now do that, the next thing is, okay, what do I want to talk about? What's that thing that can resonate with them? What's that thing that they can relate with? And from there, before you know it, you already have companies reaching out to you. Maybe companies that share same target audience. They're already reaching out to you to say, oh, we've seen what you've done so far. Help us do this. Now you say, okay, you want to go into tech. You want to be a tech sis. You want to be a tech person. What are the kind of tech skills that you have around you? What's the one that you feel like can easily fit into? Have you looked at schools that offer this kind of course that you want to? These are things that you need to like consider. Now, when you've done all of that, you have to put in the work. You don't just make a plan and then go and sleep. No, you don't do that. What you do is, when you are done planning, the next thing is you need to go get to work. You need to like actually work. If it means that you have to like sleep late hours just for you to meet up with a particular class, fine, that is where your work comes in. If it means that, oh, you have to upskill yourself, maybe learn a skill, you need to learn how to make something, you need to like meet with people, you have to put in the work. Now when you are done putting in the work, you are now talking about saving. You've made money from this thing, you've made money from that thing, okay, let me save. Now, there is one thing that people find hard to do these days. That is the issue of giving. Many people live for themselves alone, but it doesn't make sense that you are making money and then you cannot bless people around you. You are making money and you cannot give to people that are close to you. Maybe you have a friend that you can see that the person is obviously struggling. Maybe the person is obviously trying to get on his or her feet. And then if you do not have the mind to tell the person that, oh, okay, I see your struggle. Okay, take this little one. This is my own support for you. It may not even be in that light. It could be that your friend has a business. Have you thought about, even if I don't need this thing, or even if right now I don't have so much to contribute to this my friend's business, let me at least patronize this my friend. Many people would not do that. So what are you giving? Who are you trying to bless? Are you a pond or are you a river? Because it's only a pond that you see water flowing into, flowing into, flowing into, and at the end of the day, it stays still and becomes very unfit to use. Whereas a river flows into different outlets. You see streams flow into this river, flow into that place. Like a stream flows into different places. So you have to make up your mind. Do you want to be a pond or do you want to be a stream? At the end of it all, you now discover that faith is the root. It is because you have already envisaged that this is what you want to happen to you. What you now use to get there is wisdom. Wisdom is a strategy that you use to get to financial freedom. Next slide, please. Now, to the things that we want to touch on. When you look at the life of the Proverbs 31 woman, there are so many things that we are able to learn from it. First off, you will discover that she's someone that invested, like she invested a lot, like she really invested a lot. If you look at verse 16 of that Proverbs 31, you see that it says that she considers a field and buys it. That is more or less like you are investing. Before you even go into investment, what are the things in your little space that you can use? Someone will say, oh, I do not have money. When you had the money, what did you do with it? Did you use it to buy Burger King and pizza? Or did you use it to buy shawarma? Or use it to buy the latest bags? What are the things that you can use your money to do? Now, when you talk of investments, there are so many types of investments that you can go into, like so many. There are even investment brokers that can assist you in determining the kind of investment that you should do. The beauty of technology is that now we even have fintechs that has made investing much more easy. You're talking of RiseVest, you're talking of Cowrywise. Some of these applications, they already have investment opportunities that you can look into. Even PiggyVest. If you download the PiggyVest app today, you'll see that apart from your savings aspect, there's also an investment aspect of it. So you don't need to even have too much to be able to invest these days. I remember some time ago when banks were selling shares. They were selling shares for as low as 40 naira, 20 naira. Like, people were buying. And I'm not sure how many of us took advantage of those things. Some people will say, that if I buy shares now, it's going to crash later in the year, it will crash later in the future, that it has happened before. That is where you need to understand the importance of financial knowledge. Now, if we talk about the different types of investment, we have mutual funds. Mutual funds are everywhere. You can even look up some of these insurance brokers, investment brokers, I mean. Look at ARM, if you look at Stanbic, some of these people, they offer mutual fund services. You can talk of stocks. Stocks are like, okay, your shares. Let me use shares. Now, stocks, shares, they're all in the same category. You can invest in shares, you can buy from banks, you can buy from organizations, you can even buy foreign shares too, because at least I know that you can buy shares from companies like General Electric, you can buy from Tesla, you can buy from there are so many companies that you can buy from. You just need to be well informed. You need to be well informed. Then you can also look at bonds and debentures. Bonds and debentures, these ones are like debt investing. These are like, how would I put it? They are long term, they are like very long term, layman terms, debt investments that you can do, like debt financing, that kind of thing. Then we talk about government schemes. That's where you're talking of treasury bonds, you're talking of not just treasury bonds, you're talking of treasury bills. There are so many government securities that you can buy, and those ones are relatively low risk. And as you know, something that has low risk has low returns, but they are much more safer than all these other ones that I have mentioned. Then we have term deposits. Probably you lock your money in a deposit account that requires that you cannot withdraw until a particular time of the year, or after a particular period of time. Then we talk about gold. I know that this is not very common in this part of the world, but this is something that some people do. They just decide that, okay, they want to buy gold. And there's this one that people do. I do not really advise it, but people will say they are buying foreign currency just to like save money so that they can make profits when there is a fluctuation in currency. I know that some people do that, but I don't always advise it, because on days where this thing really crashes, what happens then? But then I don't discourage it, but I don't advise it either. Then we talk of provident fund. When you talk about provident fund, this provident fund is like long term, like you're talking about it from the point of for life. These are things that you are looking into to ensure that at the end of this of life, you have like a retirement savings plan. This is usually looked at for, maybe maybe you're getting old, and you feel like you don't want to have to rely on anyone to be able to take care of yourself. Then you can now talk about investing in provident fund. The good thing is we have what we call pension. Now, on that pension, they will say, it's only those that are working, in paid employment that can do pension, or maybe those working with the government, as long as you're a salary earner. No, you don't have to necessarily be any of those for you to be able to like go into pension. And the good thing about pension these days is that most of these pension fund administrators, many of them has made it very easy for you to like create a pension account and have interest on those pensions that you're paying. Those little money that is being deducted early from your salary, or the one that you are doing by yourself, there are interest rates on different things. I know of one of these PFAs that they have different risk levels. So the highest one has the highest risk and has the highest return. Then like that. But if you are signing up newly, they put you on the one with low risk and low return. It is now you that will now make the decision that, oh, move me from this level or this tier to tier one, just so that I can get more returns. Then when you now talk of investments, in general, investment is not just about saying I'm putting my money somewhere. You have to be wise about it. You have to consider the future impact of your investment. If you are investing and at the end of the day there is no returns, then what's now the point of doing that? That is one thing that the Proverbs 31 woman was able to understand. She didn't just jump into buying a field just because someone says, oh, the grass is greener on this side. She didn't just jump into buying that. She decided to investigate, to do a survey, to do an analysis before buying. Imagine she didn't do that. I don't think we'll be talking about her today. Many people just invest blindly. Oh, because my friend is investing in government treasury bills, let me invest in government treasury bills also. Because my friend bought shares on piggyvest, let me do that also. Because my friend is into real estate investment, let me do that also. Now it may look easy, or it may look like something that is simple, but at the end of the day, the truth is many of us have different risk appetite. In as much as, yes, I'm a finance person, I know that my risk appetite is not so high. I know that there are some investments I cannot do, no matter how good it is. Someone my caliber may have higher risk appetite. Now, risk appetite is just simply to what extent can you accept some of these risks that come in. You know that, okay, there's a possibility that the stock market can be very vulnerable at a particular time of the year. If anything happens, would you be able to contain it? If anything happens, would you be able to get back on your feet in the shortest possible time? These are what you need to consider for you to be able to determine your risk appetite. Some people, you might have heard stories of people maybe back in the days that invested with one bank or the other, and then maybe the shares crashed, and then they're like, they invested this huge amount of money, and at the end of the day they're getting just 200 naira or maybe 20,000 naira as returns. You need to understand your risk appetite before you go into any form of investment. There are so many things, like I said, you can decide that you want to go into real estate. You need to consider, okay, if I'm going into real estate investment, what areas or which company is known for giving very good returns, and at what rate. You need to consider what's the return on investment. That's the percentage that you get, like profit. Let me put it, the percentage that you get at the end of your investment period. Now, it's not just, you should not, one thing that you should never do is burying what you have. If we look at the story of the talents, someone was giving one, someone was giving two, someone was giving five. And the person with five went to invest that five, and what happened? He got five more in return. The person with two invested, got two in return. Person with one, you can see that that one was not a risk taker at all. That person was not a risk taker at all. So rather than invest or do something with the money, what did he do? He buried it in the ground. And at the end of the day, he lost even the one that he had. And it was given to somebody that was able to double his own money. So no matter how little your um funds are, no matter how little your finances are at that point in time, always try to find ways to multiply it. With 5,000 naira, you can Get some good investments that will earn you good returns. People generally believe that, oh, until you invest like millions of naira, that is when you start seeing huge amount of returns. Yeah, while that is true, but you should not forget that little drops of water are what make a mighty ocean. So start little, start small. You don't have to have all the money in the world. 5,000 naira, go on some of these fintech applications, you will see some good investments. And also speak to people that you know that can give you good investment advice. Don't just say, oh, because this is what is trending, this is what everybody is investing in, then you would not do it. I remember when MTN was selling shares, I think that was 2022, 2020. I think 2022, 2021, 2022. Yes. MTN was selling shares and it was like the rave of the town. If you speak to this person, have you bought MTN shares? If the person says no, you are missing out, you are missing out. Now, if you go back and ask some of these people, why did you buy that share? They will tell you that, I bought it because everybody was talking about it. Some people will tell you that, oh, I just felt like I had free money. Let me just put it into that place. So we need to understand the basis for investment. We need to understand why we are investing. We need to also understand our risk appetite. At the end of the day, you should be able to grow the little that God has given you. Next slide, please. So we talk about saving. When you talk about saving, saving is very, very, very important. A friend of mine would always say that it is what you have saved today that will save you tomorrow. You might say that you want to live life, you want to ball, you want to be a big guy, you want to be a big babe, you want to buy the latest, you want to like chop life. Hey, that's the word. You want to chop life. Forgetting that the rainy day is still coming. At the end of the day, when the rain comes, what are you going to eat? The story of the ant is very, very important, like very, very interesting and very important. If you have ever sat down and looked at a random ant maybe passing by, or maybe you see a line of ants, if you look at them, you discover that many of these people, many of these tiny little beings, let me put it like that, you see that this one is carrying this one is carrying that. Maybe one crumb of bread that fell while you were eating, they would have carried it. One grain of sugar, they've carried it. One crumb of biscuit, you just see them that they are carrying one thing or the other. They are storing and saving for when they will not be able to do that. Now, when you say you are saving, it's not that you don't have faith. Like I said, faith and wisdom, you need to balance them. You need to balance them. It's not like maybe you are saying that God cannot take care of you in days to come, but you also need to be wise. You also need to be smart. You need to prepare for the future. Always have something that you can fall back to in case of anything. Now, there are people that will say that they have been trying to save, but they do not know how to save. They have been trying to find money or find funds for investment, but they do not know how to. That is where budgeting comes in. We'll talk about budgeting in a bit, but we need to understand that everything that we do in this life, when it comes to our finances, it starts from budgeting. If you do not know where your money goes, there's no way you can be financially free. Now, when you are talking of savings, you need to consider so many things. You need to save for maybe you are saving towards your rent. It could be that you are saving towards your wedding day. It could be that you are saving towards childbirth. It could be that you are saving towards a business that you are trying to set up. It could be that you are saving towards school fees, or there's a skill that you want to learn. You are saving towards it, or you want to like maybe upgrade your certificates. Probably you want to take professional courses. There are so many things that you can save towards. There's one thing that is very, very important that I have been advising people to do. I've also been learning it on my own and trying to apply it to my own life. It is called emergency fund savings. Emergency fund savings. We are in this part of the world where people don't really prepare for emergencies. People don't really have anything set aside for emergencies. You just see people have all the money. Oh, I have gotten this, I've paid my tithe. Once I've paid my tithe, maybe I've given to the less privileged, I have sorted out this person, I have paid my house rent, I have paid for this, I have paid for that. Okay, the remaining one, let me use to flex. At the end of the day, when emergency comes, what will you spend? You go and borrow money. These are the issues that people face. So it is very important that in all your saving, in all your planning, your savings plan, always make some money out for emergencies. Emergency can be anything. It could be that maybe the health of a loved one needs to be attended to. That's an emergency that you need to take care of. You would not tell the doctor in charge that, wait, oh, let me go and bring money. If anything goes wrong at that point in time, you know that it's a matter of life and death. You also will not say that because you do not have money, you will now abandon your family. No, you wouldn't do that. It could be that maybe someone had an accident and you need to pay for it, or someone comes with an opportunity and says, oh, okay, I came across this thing, let us be a part of it. Or there's this course that is ongoing and they are doing 50% off. In the first place, you did not have the 100%. Now you did not now save at all. What now happens? You will lose out on the 50% discount that you have even got because you don't have any spare money saved at hand. Or maybe you have a friend that goes like, I need money to sort out a very pressing need. Can you borrow me some money? In as much as you know that, okay, I really want to help this person, but because you do not have the funds, you cannot even help the person. Someone said something to me some days ago, and the person was like, he has an emergency fund. And what he does is that if anybody around him needs help or any thing comes up and he needs to spend from that money, it is that emergency fund that he uses to sort those things out. And once that emergency fund has been depleted, that is it. He doesn't borrow anybody any money again for that month until the next month. Some people will say, okay, they want to go on a vacation. Is it on empty bank accounts that you go on vacation? Or someone just comes and says, oh, okay, there's this holiday package. You pay 25,000 naira to go to Irinjesha waterfalls, spend 3 days. It covers your feeding, your accommodation, all those things. You want to flex, you want to live life, you want to enjoy the work of your hands, but you will not do it if you are not intentional about saving. I was talking to some of my friends and then we're all arguing about saving. You should save, you should not save, how much should you save, how much should you not save. I would always tell people that it doesn't matter how much you are earning, but from the little that you are earning or from the much that you are earning, have a specific amount that is dedicated to saving. Have a specific amount that is dedicated to saving. If someone is making 50,000 naira a month, if the person decides that, oh, I want to be saving 5,000 naira every month, and person makes it part and parcel of her, at the end of the year, the person won't, it's not the 5,000 that the person saved today that the person will meet there. You'll be talking about maybe in the range of like 120,000, in that range, or maybe 60,000, depending on what the person has saved. So start small, but be consistent. Be consistent. If today your income is like maybe 100,000 naira, you can start with 10,000 a month. If that is what works for you, let's say 10,000 naira a month. When it increases, as it is increasing, you don't come and say you are remaining on that 10,000. You increase as your income is increasing. You increase your savings amount as your income increases. There are very, very like so many savings application that you can even use. Some of them are even going to give you some sort of interest, even though it's going to be very little interest. Now, when we now talk about budgeting, I'm going to dwell on budgeting for a period of time. Budgeting is not just about saying that, oh, I have 5,000 naira, let me spend it on this, on that, on that. You have to be very intentional. You cannot decide that you want to save or you want to invest if you don't even know where your money is going to. First off, you need to even start off by writing down what you are spending money on. In a month, you can do it every week, you can do it every month. You can just have a notepad or maybe an application Write it down. Okay, this week I spent this amount on food. I spent this amount on airtime. I spent this amount on data. I spent this amount on clothing. I spent this amount on learning a skill. Write it out, itemize it. It makes your life easier. It makes it easy for you to understand what needs to be done, where you need to cut down on spending, or where you need to increase your spending. If you know that you earn anything lesser than 100,000 in a month, it makes it easy for you to say, okay, based on this 100,000, let me do this, let me take this out, let me move this to another month. Or you're able to prioritize better the things that are very important, the things that are not important. You're able to cut these things out of your budget for that month. At the end of the day, you discover that you have enough and you even have extra. But the problem people have is that they want to eat all their money, they want to chop the life of their head. So when it comes to budgeting, we need to understand that you need to be very intentional about prioritizing the things that you spend money on. The general rule about budgeting or saving is that whatever income that you get, whatever money that you have at hand, you should spend 50% on your needs. Now, when you talk about your needs, you're talking about clothing, you're talking about shelter, you're talking about rent. Probably you're in school and you're paying for a course. These are things that they are your needs. They are like very important that your life cannot do without them at that point in time. We should also understand that needs are different from wants. We can easily do away with wants. I might have like 10 shoes. I'm not wearing 10 pairs of shoes all at the same time. I don't now need to now say, okay, I saw one Jimmy Choo shoes and I feel like, oh, I want to buy it. What am I buying it for? Or maybe my friend comes and says, "Oh, okay, I'm getting married next week or next month and I need you to buy the ashwebi." That's the most common one among ladies of these days. I need to buy ashwebi. How much is ashwebi? Ashwebi is 50,000 naira. You have not even sorted out the food that you eat tomorrow. You carry that 50,000, go and buy ashwebi that you will wear for just one day. And then when you buy Asoebi, you're still going to say, let's say Asoebi is 50,000 naira for like 3 years. And because probably the style that I want to sew 3 years not be enough, they will say, okay, they are buying another material to join it. That will take another, let's say, 15,000 roughly. You have that is like 65,000 naira already. You say, okay, yes, you're still going to sew the clothes. Maybe your tailor will collect 20,000 naira. That is addition to that 65, that's 85,000 naira. You say, okay, you want to do makeup on fleek, you've done your makeup. How much is makeup artist collecting? Now will tell you I'm collecting 15,000. That is already 100,000 like that. You just keep accumulating expenses that you did not even plan for. And at the end of the day, you discover that you have already spent money on something that would not even have the opportunity to use another time. So these are things that we really need to consider. Then the remaining 20%, you can now use it. Probably you want to save or you want to invest, or maybe there is a loan that you are repaying. That's where the 20% comes in. So next slide, please. Now this debt management, this is a question that comes up that people are like, okay, debt. Is debt a bad thing? No, debt is not a bad thing. Now, the kind of debt will determine what kind of whether it is good or bad. Now, we have good debts, we have bad debts. Good debts, you are using it to fund things that will actually bring value to you. Probably you are trying to like build a house, or you are trying to have a business, or you are trying to go into real estate, whatever it is, as long as the debt is bringing value to you. Even the richest man, even Dangote himself, he has a debt profile, but he's using his debt to get good returns, to do things for himself, for his business. So when you are going into debt, you have to be prayerful, you have to be informed, and you have to be disciplined. You also have to like ensure that you are looking around to ensure that you're not committing into something that will put you into trouble. Now, debt is not sinful. but you should take debt very seriously. Now, quickly, let's look at bad debts. You're talking of consumerism. You're spending money to fund a lifestyle that doesn't pay you. It doesn't make any sense. It will only leave you frustrated. So we need to choose discipline over display at every point in time so that we don't fall into bad debt. Next slide, please. So, what are some of the tips to have financial freedom? We'll use the remaining 5 minutes to look at some of these tips as we wrap up this session. Next slide, please. Now, the first thing is you need to track and budget intentionally. Like I said earlier, you need to be intentional about your budgeting. Everything that you do, write it down. Spend your money wisely. As you are spending, write it down. There are applications that you can use. You can use Monify. If you go on Apple Store, if you go to your Play Store, some of these things you can find applications that can help you do this thing. You also should learn to live below your means. Live with below your means. Don't say because I have everything, I want to occupy everything. Then avoid debt as much as you can. Avoid it as much as you can, because when you borrow money, it's not the same money that you're borrowing that you're paying back. There's something called the time value of money. You have to pay back more, especially interest, um um loans that have interest on them. Then save consistently and grow your financial knowledge. As you are saving, also try to gain as much knowledge as you can on your finances, and then be generous when it comes to giving. Don't be a stingy person. Someone who withholds will quickly come into poverty. Next slide, please. So, from the life of the Proverbs 31 woman, we can see that she invested wisely. She invested wisely. She was able to save and plan ahead, and it saved her family. She was able to multiply her resources, and she was able to manage her home with discipline. She ensured that nobody wasted anything. She made sure that everybody was in line with her own plans for her family, and she worked in faith, and she also worked in strength. She wasn't afraid of the future because she had already sorted out what the future looks like. She had already sorted it out in her own little space. She had already anchored her whole life on God while still playing her own part. So, in a nutshell, the woman was not just someone that you will say, okay, is a wife or is a mother. She was beyond that. She was someone that was, you could call a provider, someone that can be a breadwinner. If anything happens, she can easily take care of her family. And she was very, very strategic in everything that she was doing. So you need to know that you can be godly and still be financially intelligent. And at every point in time, you should know that they should go hand in hand. They should not be a choice or an option. They should always go hand in hand. Next slide, please. And then, as we wrap up this session, if you have your questions, you can begin to drop your questions. Always remember that having faith will always give you peace. And when you are contented, it gives you clarity. You're able to see what needs to be done in that your little space. And because you are wise, because you have shown that okay, the knowledge that you have, you're able to apply it properly, it makes you free from debt, it makes you free from anxiety, and it makes your life easy. And it makes you always remember that God is the supplier of all needs. And at this point in time, I think this is where I'll wrap it up. Over to you, Rachel. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Oiza. This is value packed. Like, this is value packed. Can we just celebrate our speaker before we take our question? Before we move to our questions and answer, can we celebrate him? Celebrate us. Say thank you. Thank you so much. I've learned a lot. Even the one who seemed, those who seems like I know them before, it is as if it was repacked. Like, so thank you so much. Thank you for this valuable session. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's keep it coming. Thank you to Luanimi. She said, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Sandra. She said, thank you, ma. Thank you so much. We have learned a lot. So please, guys, let's keep our question coming. So while we wait for other people's question, there is a question here while you were speaking that says, kindly recommend investment platform to help us practice what we are learning. Well, I know quite a number of time people don't always want to recommend. Let it not be like I'm the one who told you, but it's fine. You can just. I will advise that regardless of what you recommend, we also do our findings and see the one that works for us, right? Okay, so you
Yeah.
can just recommend platforms that you can use to practice what we are learning,
Okay, so
especially the ones
I will not even.
that are low,
Yeah.
like ones that you don't actually have to bank. You don't have to wait till your millions to accumulate for you to invest.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's not even go too far. There are some that are like very handy. We all know of Cowrywise. Like, there's nobody that will say they have not heard of Cowrywise. You can use Cowrywise. They have good investment opportunities. You can always go there. They also have a savings aspect. Same for PiggyVest too. So you are talking of Cowrywise, you're talking of PiggyVest, you're talking of Rise Vest. Then for those that want to like go outside of Nigeria, those that want to like invest in foreign currency, no matter how little, you're talking of, you can talk about Bamboo. At least I'm very conversant with Bamboo. You can also talk about maybe
What did you
Trove.
call
Yeah,
it?
Bamboo.
Bamboo. Okay, okay.
Yes, yes. So you can look at some of those ones. The good thing about Bamboo is that before you even do any investment, it will show you a list of those ones that are doing well over time. It will also show you the list of the ones that are not doing so well, or the ones that are fluctuating. So it's now left for you to make your choice. So
Wow,
these are some
wow,
applications that we can like look into.
wow. It's quite coincident that the session we'll be having next week, which is like the grand finale for this program, is an investment program. It's for
Interesting.
investment part of us, and the person coming, it's an investment advisor. He works with Bamboo.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so that's quite coincidence. So it means we are going to have a full value pack next week. Like if you want to learn about investment,
Yeah.
a lot of the
Yeah.
investment platforms are similar to us. We have some one of their investment advisor coming up next week, which is like the grand finale, and it also happens to be my birthday. I'm announcing to you for free. So it's going to be. I don't think this is just a coincidence. I think we actually need to learn about all of this investment, and one of the reasons why it will be coming to take us through that platform. So I think he will share more experience with about investing with Bamboo and the likes. So
Yeah.
thank you. Other questions, please. Let's keep our question coming. Do you have any other question? Please, girl, don't come and be asking me what I don't know. I am I'm not a financial expert like that, right? So, but we have someone that is here that can answer all of your question. So let's keep our question coming. Does any other person have question? Any other question? Okay. So what I want to ask, I think I have just a singular question that I know that might be in the heart of quite a number of people. Now, you talking about the aspect of having a side also and also working at the same time, right? How do you think this
Mm-hmm.
can be done? Now, quite a number of things, right? Most of the side also you think you want to do, some of them also require investment. Like you might need to buy something to get
Yeah.
started. So how do we navigate that phase
Mm-hmm.
where we're probably working, we just want to have an additional source of income, considering the fact that those additional source of income as well, for instance, you have learned how to sew. You still need to buy machine, you still need to buy some other things. By the time you get a sewing machine, you discover that you don't have a whipping machine, all of those things. So how do we navigate? So just like their investment on their own. Even if you want to
Yes.
start maybe wig revamping, it will require you to buy stuff like maybe hot comb,
Exactly.
stretching, and all. So how do we navigate
Reason
the to ensure
exactly.
that the finances did not suffer? All right, that's
Okay.
one. Then okay, let me keep the second question when you answer this. Let me keep the second
Okay.
question.
So when you are talking about combining a side hustle with your, let's say, 9 to 5 job, it can be very tricky. It can be very, very tricky because I mean you are trying to like use Peter's money to sort out Paul. That's the case of your job and your side hustle. But one thing that I've come to understand is that before you say you want to go into a side or you want to have a side hustle, are you even stable? on one hand. So for instance, someone that is working 9 to 5, how many months salary do I need to save up? Like I mentioned earlier about planning, you already know that you want to go into tailoring or fashion designing. You already highlighted the different things that you know that you need to start off. Maybe you need a sewing machine, you need tape rule, you need maybe along the line you need a whipping machine or something. How many months salary do I need to save up for me to be able to like buy these things? Now if I cannot wait for that long, are there other people that are there platforms that I can get money from? Probably maybe from friends, from family. Are these people that are willing to like borrow me some money or give me a loan till a particular time? Now I talked about good debts. This is where good debt also comes in. You can also do you can take a loan, but it's always advisable to go for low interest loans. You can take a loan to say, okay, I want to use this loan to buy some of these things I need. And with time, as I'm starting up this side hustle, I'm also able to like be repaying some of these things. The truth is that the first few months will not be rosy. The first few months will be like very stressful, especially when it comes to your finances. Like it will strain you. But at the end of it all, it's just for a period of time. Over time, you'll be able to sort out your loans. Before you know it, the side hustle is already making money for you. Now, when it comes to now side hustle, you have to be very sure that you have time for that side hustle, because there is no sense in using money or taking a loan to buy a sewing machine, and you know that you not even have the time to use the sewing machine. You need to like make time out to say, okay, at this particular time, maybe every day when I get back from work, maybe between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., I'll attend to the orders that I have. Or maybe on my weekends, I would attend to the orders that I have. Not that you would now say you want to start a side hustle, you've established it and then you just abandon it. If you feel like it's something that you cannot handle on your own, get if it's someone that okay, you can just get to like be manning it for you for a period of time, just so that the thing keeps making money for you to be able to sort out the loan that you have taken to even start the business in the first place. So if you know that your salary or whatever income you are getting at that particular point in time cannot sustain you to even start a side hustle, I would not even advise that you go into it at that point in time. Ensure that you are financially stable enough to sort out yourself and still sort out the business as the need arises. Because truth be told, you may not always it's not a one-off thing. A business is not a one-off thing. There are things that you need to buy and things that you need to improve on as time goes on and as the situation demands. So if you cannot conveniently take care of your side hustle from the work you are doing right there and then, I would advise that you just put a pin on it until you are able to like gather enough to start. I hope that
Okay,
is
thank
clear.
you. Yeah, thank you so much. Because now I actually wanted us to sort that, because there's this pressure right now where it seems like if you are working and you don't have an MS and a SME by the side, like a small business you are running,
Yes,
it seems like you are not serious. Like when you're basically demand, there's this pressure of people coming to me, I want to start a business, this and that. Now, it's not because they actually have extra fund that they think they can put somewhere, but because of the pressure of the fact that you could rarely see anyone doing 9 to 5 who does not have a side hustle. It's rare. So, and that alone is imposing pressure on the society, imposing pressure on
exactly.
our finances, right? So I just wanted us to also handle that part. Then lastly, my question is, you spoke about collecting loans of low interest, right? But now most of the interest that people like us easily have access to could be all of these PAMPay, OPay loan. Now, when you go to all of these banks, which seems like they have low interest on their loan, there are quite a number of criteria. Or is there a way to go about this? Like, I really don't know. Maybe there's a financial way to secure all of those loans with banks where you can get loans that you can use to start a business or probably fund a particular aspect of your life. I mean, good debt now, probably for education, for a real estate, to start a small business that you are presently doing, but the demand is becoming high and you don't have enough capital to pursue that demand, but you already have a market. So how do we go
Yeah.
about that aspect of getting such loan and not going for all these high interest loans?
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes,
most fintechs, the ones that you can just go to your app store, download them, you already borrowed 50,000 naira, they will tell you that you're paying back 80,000 naira. And you're like, 50,000, 80,000, how now? Those things are like very high. I agree with you. And then um some of these loans, they have very short repayment terms. So it puts a whole
yeah,
lot of pressure on people, like a whole lot. So what I usually advise is that rather than just say you are going for all these fintech loans, and I know that yes, to get a loan from the bank, if you are not part of the big guys, before you get a loan, you may not even get it. And if at all you
true.
get it, probably you will sweat to get it. Like you literally sweat to get it. So they are what we call alternative financial institutions. They are not banks, they are not fintechs. You have some of them
Wow.
like microfinance banks. Some of them they give loans, like I mean, some of them even give loans to market women. They also have products that can be suitable for people that are in the working class. They would ask you, what do you want to use the money for? And some of them they might even tell you, okay, your bank statement for this past, maybe for the past 3 months, provide it. Okay, give us a guarantor. Some of them might even ask you, okay, maybe check of someone and all that. So you have some of these alternative financial institutions that give low interest loans with not so much. Yes, you have to do some documentation, but then you don't need to do as much as you would if you are going into a bank. So you can also consider alternative financial institutions. It will help you a lot. It will help you a lot, a whole lot. um I think one of the some of these microfinance banks that offer some of these things, I don't want to call names off the top of my head, but I know that even though people try to avoid them a lot, but this Lapo microfinance, they have products that can help you, and the interest rates like make sense. And then we have some of them, that some new ones that are just coming up, but you just need to ensure that you do your findings so that you don't walk into something that will become a problem later. Something might start easy, but it's always important to understand that okay, later, at this point in time, what's it going to look like in the nearest future? I know that Access Bank, they have they have loan applications, but it is not labeled as Access Bank. They are labeled with other names. So, and I know that some of them give very low interest loans. I know of that. So we should always try to look at alternative finance, or if you are a member of a cooperative society or something. I know that some cooperatives too also give like low interest loans to some of their members. I hope that helps a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it does. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. So I don't think we have any
Yeah.
other question again. I don't think so. So we want to say thank you at this point. Let's give you back your evening. And if we have any other question after now, I believe I can still get to send the questions to you. Probably you just do a voice note to explain that I forward it to everyone on our platform. So we want to
Definitely.
say thank you so much.
Definitely.
Like this is really value packed and we are not taking it for granted at all. At all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much
Please
for
let's say
having
thank
me.
you. Can we celebrate our speaker?
Thank you
Say
so
thank
much
you
for
in the chat
having me.
box. Thank
Oh,
you for
thank you.
coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank
pouring your
you.
heart.
You.
Thank you for teaching us from the depth of your heart like abundance. Thank you. Thank you. And we promise
Thank
that we'll do
you.
better with finance because we have learned a lot tonight.
You have to,
Thank
so
you
I can live the
so
baby
much.
girl life. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. So I
Thank
can
you.
let's let you go tonight. Thank you so much. Please have a wonderful night rest while we wrap up the evening. And you can still stay in the studio if you want to though.
Problem.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's continue this. Please guys, let's celebrate our speaker. Can we say thank you to her? Please let's say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've done our question and answer session. So we have free giveaways. I have basically three giveaways here. And if you want me to do this, I want to see your yes in the chat. Do you want us to do this giveaway tonight, or I should just take it home? So if you want me to do that, we are going to have giveaway and then fastest finger. Should we do that? Do you want us to do that? Let me see in the chat box. Yes. Or I should take it home. I'm waiting now. If you want me to do it, if you want me to call it, or we should just share the grace, do the benediction, and let everybody go home, and I take the giveaway home. But if you want me to do this, go to the chat box and say yes. Anybody, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Okay, I'm only seeing just one person. I can see Toluwani. She said yes. Who else? Who is with me on this call tonight? Let's quickly do this in a few minutes and we are done. Right? This is like the last phase. Let's quickly do this in a few minutes. We take our announcement and we are done. Okay. All right. So if you are using MTN, let's go with our fastest finger first. If you are using MTN, go to the chat box, type MTN. If you are using Glow, go to the chat box, write Glow. If you are using Airtel, go to the chat box, write Airtel. So let me know the one to call first. I'm going to call the PIN for the recharge card. And tonight we have 500, 1,000, and 200. So it depends. Depending on how fast you are, determines the one you are going to go home with. Right. So let's do this in a few minutes. I am not seeing any message in the chat box, and I'm going to wait until I get a response. Okay, we have MTN. Oh, do we have Olutolu and me in the room today? What about the rest? I can see like 8 persons on the call. Please let's respond, or should I go home? Okay, Comfort is here as well. So, do you use Glow, MTN, or Airtel? Let me know. Glow, MTN, Airtel. Which one should I call first? We have 1,500 and 200, depending on how fast you are. Determines the one you'll be going on with tonight. All right. So I'm waiting. Just 2 persons. Okay. So let me go with. Let me see which one should I go with first. Okay, I only have MTN on the call. Okay. So MTN users, are you ready? Say yes in the chat box if you are ready. Let's quickly do this, then we are done for the day. MTN users, are you ready? I'm not getting our feedback. I'm going on with my recharge card though. I'm waiting. I'm going on with my recharge card. Are we ready? Hello, I'm not seeing our responses. I want to be sure people can hear me. Let me not just go and be calling the card and nobody's hearing me. Are we ready? Okay, we have Airtel, we have MTN. Who else is ready? Okay, so I'm calling Airtel. Let's do Airtel first. Let's do Airtel first, then we'll do MTN and then Glow. Okay, Airtel users, are you ready? So we have 0677 5124 0622 5462. I'll call it again: 0677 5124 0622 5462. If you get it, let me know in the comment section. If you get it, let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the comment section. I just called Ethel now. If you get it, let me know in the comment section. Anybody? Or should I call it again? Is anybody there? It seems some people just plug in their phone. They just went that they are doing their cooking, doing every other thing. It's okay. All right. So it seems like I am the only one on the call today. Right? Coco, can anybody hear me? Or could it be network? Okay. So while we wait for responses, I think we might just have to move since there's nobody responding. Okay, Toluwanimi says she's here. Okay. Okay, I just called Ethel. I don't know if anybody got that. Did anybody get the Ethel I just called now? All right. I just needed the response. Did anybody get the Ethel? Has anybody loaded it? Who got the Ethel? Who got the Ethel? Anybody? Okay, so lastly, oh, nobody got it. Okay, let me call it again. I'm going to call it twice again. Then we move to MTN, then we call it a day. We call it a night rather. So are we ready? Can I call it now? Airtel again, I'm calling it one more time. Then we move to MTN, then we call it a night. 0677 5124 0622 5462. 0677 5124 0622 5462. Did anybody get that? That's Ethel. Let me know if you get that. That's Ethel. That's Ethel. Let me know if you get that. Anybody? Okay. While we wait for feedback, I'm calling that of MTN to save time. MTN. I'm calling MTN. Can I go ahead? Can anybody hear me? I'm moving to MTN now, so we can just quickly round up. Maybe latest, let's say 9:40, 9:42. So just few minutes more. Okay. So I'm calling MTN. Oh, you still did not get it. Wow. I don't know. All right. So I'm calling MTN now. Can I go ahead? Oh, okay. Toluwanimi got the Airtel. All right. Congratulations to you, Toluwanimi. So I'm calling MTN now. Okay, this is a bit high, but then let's see who goes on with it. And when you get it, let me know the amount. This is a bit high, but let's do this. MTN, MTN users, are you ready? 4972 0678 3109 37067. I call it again. 4972 0678 3109 37067. Who got that? MTN. Did anybody get that? Okay, so while we wait for the winner, let me quickly go through our announcement. Book review continues on Tuesday. This is going to be our last book review for the book Prosperity is a Choice. Then don't forget to be a part of the back to school outreach. Your 5,000 will go a long way. And I think I forget to mention, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been a part of this. I saw quite a number of alerts, and I want to say thank you for those who have contributed for this month. Ending of July is another month. Let's make this happen. Then the ending of August, we want to have everyone have a monthly contribution towards this project. And for all those who have decided to do this in the month of June, thank you so much. We really appreciate this, and we promise that we will account for every penny. Thank you so much. And there's still room for those who want to be a part of this. The event continues next week, Friday, same time, same venue. Invite at least two persons. And next week, we'll be talking majorly on investment, and we are going to have a speaker, an investment advisor from Bamboo, will be taking us through next week's session. So, so do we have a winner for the MTN giveaway? Do we have a winner? Did anybody get that? Or do you want me to call it again? Did anybody get that so that we can call it a night? Did anybody get that? I'm waiting for our feedback. Did anybody get the MTN or do you want me to call it again? I can call it one more time. My goodness, Toluwanimi got all about conquered. So how much was it? Toluwanimi, you got it. Oh, 500. All right. Thank you so much. She got the Airtel, she got the MTN. So, all right. You are welcome. Congratulations to Luwanimi. Don't worry, next week is a grand finale and there's going to be quite a number of giveaways, right? Thank you so much, everyone. I don't have Airtel, I don't have MTN again. I think I only have Glow. I don't have Glow users on the call. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me give you back your evening. And congratulations to you, Tolu and me. Last week it was Esther that got almost all of our giveaway. And this week it is Tolu and me. So let's see who goes on with that giveaway next week. Yeah, see you next week. Have a wonderful night rest and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, everyone. Let me give you back your evening. Bye. Thank you.